Norman is multidimensional.
Like that. I'm here to live and to share myself and to make this world a better place. I'm here to share.
Norman brings out good things, real things, I would say, about people because he's real. Norman doesn't care what someone thinks about him. You feel free, you know, because Norman brings that out of you for some reason.
I left Michigan in search of a painting career here in New York, and I started working with a partner. Now we have a company called Gouda, named after our dog.
Damn thing won't even get in the door.
I brought Julie Becky to the art opening. You know, it's part of like my world. It's part of how, you know, artists get to know each other. They get to like talk with each other. It's an open, free dialogue, and everyone brings to themselves, you know, their own personal little creative world.
Everything I do is art. This is early documentation of me actually masturbating in 1979.
Come on, let's go shopping. We kind of split up the duties. A group of us would go get groceries, and others would stay home. Poisonous.
If you don't think about it, it's like a big snow
No,
cone.
if you don't think about it, you'll get cancer. Don't eat the snow in New York. I have this infatuation with Star Trek, and I had asked several people that were staying home to record Star Trek for me.
At 7 o'clock when she came down here, it wasn't on.
Apparently, the program wasn't being taped, and I kind of was a bit disappointed.
Well, are you going to record it now?
Well, it's all up. It doesn't matter if it's being
Well, are you
recorded, because
gonna
it has
know?
to be recorded, and now it's all up, so it doesn't matter.
Have a Twinkie. Feel much better.
Yeah. Hello, we're about to eat dinner, and you shouldn't be eating a Twinkie before we eat dinner. Are you not going to talk to me now?
I think Norm, you know, he has to, you know, he tells a lot of, he always has a lot of stories about a lot of stuff.
Dolphins not only sleep with their parents, but they're also homosexual, and they masturbate with mackerel. All of a sudden, I feel this thing biting on the back of my neck.
I could do without a Norman story every now and then for the rest of my life, you know. I'll spare 5 minutes, well, not even 5, a half hour of my time doing something else.
And it's a tick, and it's got like claws and grabbers and things to stick into you, and I'm going, oh my God, it's a tick, it's a tick, it's a tick.
You know, he goes to my art opening, he'll come out to the house. Andre's my friend, and I just think
That's not what happened.
he's so open, it's so impressive.
Norman,
This is God talking.
Hey, Norman, that's not even what happened.
Norman, shut up so we can eat.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I have tried.
Norman invited us to a party at the Limelight for one of his friends.
When we were all kind of like getting into our little like outfits and stuff, it was gonna be a really neat anything.
I didn't meet any cute boys tonight.
I didn't either. I was accused of being gay very early on in my high school experience, which was a very damaging experience for me. These older kids come up, knock me down on the ground, stuff like this, and say, oh, you know, you this and that. And I was like thinking, you know, what the hell is a what is this, you know? And it was kind of a scary thing.
Norman didn't really come out and say, you know, I'm bisexual. How do you feel about that? You know, it just sort of surfaced, and no one's had any reaction to it at all. It's just great getting to be around him, because Norman expresses it so normally.
It was these two guys, right?
Yeah. Were they cute?
Okay. I don't know. Okay, they were both cute.
They're big penises.
Okay, that's part of the joke. Let me tell you, all right? It was these two guys, and they wanted to go get drunk, but they didn't have any money.
Are they Jewish?
Listen, Norman.
That is the best joke I've ever heard.
Norman, I'm gonna beat you, Norman, with a piece of leather strap. Norman.
Eventually, inside myself, I started to like locate fears and try to challenge and confront my fears and say, why I'm so afraid of if I'm attracted to someone of my own sex, why should I be so afraid of it? This is who I am, and you know, and I'm not going to go away, and I'm very proud to be who I am.
The day that we were going to paint the mural, it was just a completely kind of stressful day. I wasn't really too psyched about what was happening with Brown, and I was taking it kind of to even a personal note that, you know, I'm just like thinking, God, this ozone hole above our heads is just going to get larger and larger and larger, and there's just going to be more and more people, and we're going to suck up more and more resources. And I just kept seeing doom.
Brown came in third.
On $100 a person with an 800 number. 1-800-426-1112. That's it. Thank you very much.
We still wanted to pay Jerry Brown's number. You know, we still felt like he was the best candidate, so why should we stop supporting him? So we went ahead and painted his 1-800 number.
I think that the 1-800 number is kind of a symbol of trying to start a grassroots kind of position.
We're going crazy. You are out of control. Ah! Norman! Oh my God, there's something on your head.
The idea of painting the 1-800 number was kind of a collective thing. You know, I think that art is a really great way to express oneself and also express each other in a group situation. It was a really great release, I must say. I really needed to get that paint out. Just throw it.
You're going to Jamaica?
No. We got a package of tokens to go to the Bronx Zoo. Why don't you take our tree to Jamaica? That's where it would be happy. Just
Which
carry it
one,
on
that
the plane. Do it for Norm.
Did anything happen while we were gone?
Yeah.
What? Well, tell me about it.
Oh, God, it was the best vacation I had was over the weekend.
Norman comes in, and he is just the happiest I've literally ever seen him. He is ecstatic.
The mating season has arrived. The birds, the bees, and yes, I got myself a date.
I was just, you know, extremely overtaken by Charles. I just thought that, you know, he's just like the, you know, greatest thing since Wonder Bread. And I just felt this incredible need to have someone. Can I, like, walk the dog over and give you, like, a goodnight kiss?
I'm very happy.
The van ride down to Washington, Norman, every time he would go faster, I mean 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, on each 10 was a warp. Warp 7, warp 8, and he was just flying. And the cops pulled us over. It was like, I want to see your license, your registration, everything.
I did explain this to the policeman where we were going. He said, well, you know, I'm sympathetic with your cause, but that's not why I'm pulling you over. It's because you're speeding.
No, I'm speeding and causing dangerous situations and causing everyone else to speed. I'm just a trendsetter.
We will not let the Supreme Court have the last word about our lives, our bodies, and our freedom.
It's Charles.
What?
Right there.
Found you.
Hey, kids. Hi.
I had tried like the night before to like get together with and spend some time with because he was someone that I just found extremely fascinating and really interesting. And unfortunately, he had made other plans. And here I show up in Washington and just wham! I'm not even 10 minutes in Washington, and there he is. And I was like, this is amazing. And we had a day to like, you know, spend a little bit of time together. It was really nice to be a part of a really emotional day.
I just thought of something I hadn't thought about in the longest time. When I was in first grade, we moved out of this house in Grand Rapids. I definitely was neurotic about how to bring my sexuality into 6 people that I didn't know. Would they treat me differently? Would I be treated differently? And I learned that they didn't. And that was something really important to me. I think that is something that gives me strength and that I'm going to be able to carry. I won't be afraid of who I am. I won't have to think those thoughts. I don't have to think those thoughts. You know, this experience, you know, gave me that.
Norm,
see you,
Andre's my
bud.
friend. Of course, my friend Andre.